Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Midwest Dungeon Delvers. Tonight, we continue our tabletop RPG series based in the Artemis Fowl universe, set thousands of years before the events of the books and everything else. So we're gonna dive on in to tonight's wonderful episode of The Fair Before the Foul.
Argh the troll with strength of stone, cave and mud his ancient home, blending ages, milk and honey, folk with brass, the mudmen's irony. Oh, the tales of night and day, grit and magic, steel and clay, guided in swords, riddles be praised, our gods paths in a wild arrays. It's the fair before the foul, the fair before the foul. Quiet steps on muddy land, Roman tools and elfin lore, stands between peace and war. Guide and guides on wings of green, sprite's own magic, secret sheen, harbinger of twilight's call, dances through the midnight straw. Oh, the tales of night and day, grit and magic, steel and clay, guided in swords, riddles be praised, our gods paths in a wild arrays. It's the fair before the foul, the fair before the foul.
Alright, and then a little switcheroo to the bar. Come on. What do you do? Come on. Oh, you funny. Oh, you funny. Use a funny little thing there. That's great. That's real. I'm gonna go there. Yep. Ah. Now I'm in Bittlesby. Everything is good. Hey, our wonderful Master of Games. Give us a recap as to what happened last time.
Alright, well, in the last session, you guys had to deal with the princess showing herself to you, Bittlesby, and realizing that it was more than you had originally bargained for. And then, going around doing various things around Crossroads. Gaiden getting stuck in on some new ideas. Argh working on his various magical, alchemical ingredients and occult things. Bittlesby still trying to figure out what his occult powers are now. And also, Argh had sent out some of Slinkskulk's guys to track down some of the trolls that he heard were nearby.
Ooh.
So, that was about everything that happened the last session. Oh, and Bittlesby loves Argh. There was that little exchange where, some emotional breakthroughs for Argh and some princess inserting some of her things, into Bittlesby and Argh, trying to make them better companions.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah. Same. Completely forgot.
Planting those seeds of emotional connection.
Ah!
Yeah, that's what happened. That's how I remember it.
That's it's nightmare fuel.
But yeah, that is where we left off. So yeah, after a few days, some of the runners come back from Sling Skulk's tribe to start knocking in the tunnels. Argh, do you respond to the knocks in the tunnels?
You know what? I'm gonna make an awareness check to see if Arg notices, because he is pretty deep down the rabbit hole right now. So let's see if he's paying attention enough to notice. Yeah, all right, he notices. He'll go and check it out.
Yeah, several of the goblins give various locations on the troll locations that they were able to find. You know, the little troll dens or hunting grounds for the trolls, things like that.
How many troll dens were discovered?
Make a let's see, make an influence check while I roll to see what they found.
That is going to be 15 total.
Okay. So they rolled really high on theirs. So let's go ahead and you said you got 15.
Mm-hmm.
And so they find initially, without your influence assistance, they find 8, but with your influence, they find an additional 4, so 12 altogether.
I'm sorry. They found 12 individual troll dens.
Not dens, but like they found 12 trolls. Some of them being like small, like one or two
Okay.
trolls in a den. Others being individual dens.
Okay, because I thought you were telling me there were 12 dens, and on average 1.5 trolls to a den. Even Arg would be concerned at that point. That's a lot of trolls. But 12
I mean,
trolls total, alright.
12 trolls total in the nearby area, according to the information that you were able to give them that you got from Crag.
Any clumps here or there that like 4 in a general vicinity, or this area has 6 that tend to hunt around this area at the same time, kind of a thing?
There is one area where the dens are like around a good hunting ground, so you could get 8 of them in one go.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to go. I'm
It's
going
got
to
a
go
water
recruiting.
feature along with hunting grounds.
I'm going to go recruiting for this mission. First, I'm going to go find Biddlesby.
Yes.
Fiddlesby, where are you at? A couple days later.
Oh, couple days after all those incidents.
Probably still drinking in terror. I'm kidding, of course.
Is more. I think I have done my morning rounds, just like overseeing the crossroads, make sure everything's functioning as it should, listening to the chieftains, and then acquiescing to whatever the princess desires.
The only thing that you're really noticing is that there is a massive uptick in the amount of goblins coming to the crossroads. And they're coming from all directions.
All right. Ah, yes.
The beacons of the crossroads have been lit. Goblins come to aid.
Oh, oh my. Bittlesby. Why, Perhaps we should get a couple of goblins to vet the incoming goblins and make sure no saboteurs are among them.
I assume you're in with the chieftains having that conversation.
Yes.
Rugger goes, well, we can. My tribe can deal with vetting the newcomers.
Perfect. I hope that you will see to it, Raga.
Yes, I'll put some of my best healers to make sure that they integrate nicely.
Wonderful. This will ensure a steady flow of workforce, as well as a good amount of morale boosting, I'd say.
Rugger goes, it is going to be interesting to have so many of our kind in one spot and it not be on a war footing.
Yes. Let us see what creations your kind can flourish in together.
Yeah, it's about that time whenever the tent, like the flap of your tent, flies open and a squat Ragnar comes into your tent unannounced.
Yes? Hello?
But we have a problem.
What seems to be the issue?
Oh, and he gestures, come, along with your retinue of important people. Come on.
Oh, let us see.
He takes you outside. He shows you, like, the walls are basically done. They're doing a little bit more refining work on the walls and whatnot. And yeah, he's pointing at it. He goes, you have all of these goblins here, and how are we supposed to house them all? Like, my crew is good, but they're not that good.
Perhaps we should begin excavating further into the tunnels that the Slink Skulk crew has.
So you want to build down?
Perhaps.
I
Not
was more thinking that we could use more than at least another crew or two. Or at least put some of the goblins to work quarrying out some rock.
I mean, of course. And I turned to the camp because we're out in the camp. Do I have any goblin volunteers to work the quarry?
Surprisingly, actually make a influence check.
Yes.
They yearn for the quarry.
They yearn for the mines.
Oh my goodness. Alright. Influence. Oh, that's an 18 altogether, 13 on the die.
Alright, as you give out this speech of, like, do I have any volunteers to work in the mines? Argh, you notice from across the camp as you can see Biddlesby, and when Biddlesby kind of, like, yells out, I need volunteers for quarry work, you can see a series of what looks like red tendrils, like, leap out from him, and wherever they touch the goblins who can hear him, the goblins immediately turn and volunteer.
Wonderful.
Biddlesby,
Okay.
you have a large contingent of goblins.
I turn to Rugger and just say, well, I believe I've found your workforce.
Drekken, Slagwort, and Karoo all look mildly not okay with this, as several of them are their warriors.
I'm not saying that this is a permanent demotion for your men, my chieftains. This is simply a volunteer task, and they shall be rewarded handsomely, as well as the chieftains of their tribe.
They all kind of give you the side eye of like, we will allow this temporarily. We need they all kind of voice their concern of, we need a non-military workforce to do this,
Yes.
but we do understand, we are in a bind.
We are a bit in a bind. This is a temporary until we have enough of the new goblins that are pouring into the crossroads who are willing to help out in the quarry. I do not wish to force anyone into labor.
Haru gives you a look of like, boss, I have a word to say to you in private. As they kind of give you the, okay.
Yeah.
And Ragnar goes, all right, I'll put a couple of my lads with them so that they can make sure that the stones are good quality and shaped right so that they can be moved.
Sounds good. And I
He
moved.
waddles off.
I moved to speak with Karu.
The rest of the chieftains kind of take that as a sign to go find something to do. Karu looks at you and goes, well, boss, this would be a good time to mention that the ritual could be used to make a good workforce.
Really? They're
They would
not
be
just for influencing for strong warriors?
And he kind of looks over at Slagwort and he goes, well, their tribe is kind of big and brawny, and they're not the brightest, so we could. And he kind of like drags his foot a little bit. He goes, we could ensure that they're a little less wise, and bulk them up a little bit more so they'd be really good workers, but it might not be volunteer work, so to speak.
Would any goblin, given the knowledge of what it would do, agree to this ritual?
Well, I can't say for every goblin.
But would there be some who would volunteer, even told the side effects?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some.
Okay.
And he nods vigorously.
Insight.
Yes.
Hey, it's another 13 on the die. That's another 18.
He is lying through his teeth.
Mm.
Like you can tell he is big lying.
Big lies. Big lies, I hear.
He got a nat 1.
Oh my goodness. Yes, of course. No.
Which there will be some who would agree to it, knowing the full extent of what would happen.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm taking that under advisement, Karu.
And just offering, boss. Just offering.
I hear you. I want to find willing subjects.
He goes, well, and he gestures out to all the normal goblins, and they are normal goblins. They're very scrawny, very small. And he's like, they're not really suited for the work. And then he points over to Slagwort and his crew, and he goes, however,
I
and they
do
are,
see.
they're mini Arghs. He's like, perfectly suited for manual labor.
I'm sorry. If they wanted to play me on TV, you'd need one of each of those goblins to play each of my limbs.
I mean, well, yes, but like the fact that they can be a limb is impressive in and of itself.
For a goblin, yes.
Well, I guess it is impressive for a goblin.
Yeah.
All I have to say is that as long as we're not making it unbearable.
It'll be too simple to know what's unbearable. Hey, he just, he casually tosses that concern away. He's like,
Yeah.
not a problem.
Yep.
And he goes, and then he gestures over to the dwarves, and he's like, they're built for that work. Also, boss. And he looks around real quick. He sees Argh coming, and he goes, next time you want volunteers, maybe don't use your gift to do it.
Wait a second, what? What do you mean, use my gift? I just asked for volunteers.
And you
You'll
notice
be very
how-
good at finding volunteers from now on.
What?
And Crew goes, you saw it too, right, Argh?
Yes, right. But important thing to discuss with Biddlesby. We have trolls in the tunnels. 12 of them.
I'm sorry, what?
Shall I get the war tusks ready?
Yes. If
Well,
any war
no,
tusks were sent to the quarry, please have them removed.
Actually, ideally, our goal would be recruitment, not conquest.
Wait. And Karoo looks at Argh and goes, tunnels. And he points over to like one of the holes that go underground.
Oh no, nothing so close.
They're, how far away were they?
Oh, they're like a couple. Like they're like a day and a half, 2 days away.
About
Some
a
of them are a
day.
little bit further.
Day and a half away.
Oh.
What I need is 40 strong goblins and 8 strong cages.
Let's see if that can be arranged.
Say 5 days?
5-day prep?
Yeah.
Karoo just kind of starts slowly slinking away. All you hear is just the metallic chink, chink.
Sorry.
While Biddlesby is thinking about it, right, and sort of distracted,
Yeah.
I'm going to turn to Karoo.
He was like doing the hands up and like slowly trying to sneak away.
I hold up a finger. I put my finger to my lips. I point at Biddlesby and I wink at him.
And he looks at you and he gives you a thumbs up when Biddlesby can't see it. And continues to chink, chink, chink away.
So, you get that prepared. I will go arrange for hunting trolls. Oh, chains! Thick chains. Chains big enough to hold Argh.
Really? Do such chains exist?
Arg pats him on the shoulder. Do your best.
Oh, the mighty.
And I'm going to create concentrated versions of my soporific.
Okay. Go ahead and make an alchemy check with intelligence.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so on the first day I don't succeed. That would be a 5.
Oh yeah, you're more ingrained with the idea of emotions.
I can work with that.
That's been your latest study for a while, for the last couple days.
Okay.
When you make it back to your lab, you just kind of like you're like, all right, I need to make these potions, and then you see all your writing, and you're like, nope, that's a later problem.
I am going to make bottled depression.
Okay.
That. You mean booze?
No. Far worse. More like the sort of depression that just leaves you lying there like, well, I could get up. But nah.
Ah, rum.
Specifically.
Yeah,
Ideally, it would be.
I could get up. No.
Ideally, it would be in a smaller dosage, but yes, something a bit more longer lasting too, like a 24-hour effect.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll have to happen another day because the file.
Right.
Gaiden, what are you doing while all of this is transpiring? I know you were working on your new weapon.
Oh, yeah. The war machine burns. I must make product to show the dwarf.
The fires of innovation is burns bright.
That's right.
All right, give me a.
If only I had the heart of a star.
All right, let's see what are we using? Give me a might check. Do you have blacksmithing or?
I thought he
You
had
know,
jewelry
I don't.
smithing.
Yeah, I'm more of a jeweler,
Okay.
which I think would be real close to an early gunsmith.
Yeah, and with this particular thing, you know what? I'll go with the jeweling instead, because there's a lot of smaller bits that you're using.
Yeah.
So give me an agility check using the jeweler.
It is a. I think that makes it a 14.
Okay, so yeah, after a few days, you get most of the parts down. Now you're just trying to make sure the mechanisms are working the way they're supposed to. And you hear Biddlesby outside, ask for volunteers. I don't know if that rouses you from your shop or not.
Volunteers.
Sorry. Did you say my name at any point? My character's name? Oh, okay. Sorry. I zoned out for a minute there, and I thought I heard you mention me.
Nope, not yet.
I might think to myself, volunteers for what? And then keep reading.
Okay, so yeah, you hear it, you don't really react, so you just kind of go back to finishing up the device, which it's almost done. You're like, stringing it, making sure that it can fire, level of done.
Okay.
Like it's in the final stages. All right, Biddlesby.
Okay.
Argh has left you.
Yes. I am left to my own devices.
Mm-hmm.
I look towards the royal chambers.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see any sign of her?
You see the guards.
I can't walk up to one of them and say, "Come here, bride."
I mean, you could try.
No, that sounds terrible. It sounds like a terrible idea, bro. Like, hey, I know, like, you trusted me with the secret, like, last time, but let me just
Hey,
break that.
definitely not the
Yeah,
princess.
hey, definitely not. Yeah, no. Not doing that. That sounds awful.
Well, also remember, Argh said that you needed cages and chains and things of that nature.
Yes. I go find the dwarf.
You walk over to his setup, his smithy.
Look, I know we just had a discussion this morning for housing and other such things. However, it has come to my attention that we may have a bit of a troll problem.
He looks around and he shuts the doors on his smithy and bolts them shut. And he takes a bag of like very fine powder and he just kind of like throws it up in the air around.
Oh, to make sure that Argh isn't invisible.
Yep. And like you watch as some of the powder like falls down into like his forge and it sparks, which causes a chain reaction of sparks all over the ground.
Gah. Oh my.
He goes, "Come here." And he takes you over to this small secluded part of his smith area.
Right.
He reaches under his working station where his like anvil and stuff is. Goes, "So you're having a troll problem?"
Well, not with Argh. It
You
has
didn't
come.
see anything. And you just hear him like shuffle some sort of glass container back inside of a hidden compartment.
Oh. Okay.
So what kind of troll problem are we talking about there? I thought you were needing to get rid of a troll.
No, now that I know, if I ever need to, I know who I'll come to. But no, I was wondering if we could pivot from housing real quick and work on some cages and chains that would be strong enough to hold one.
He gives you a wicked grin and he goes, "Oh, yes, we can do that." Do you have any particulars about it?
Not so large as the troll inside to gain momentum and then bust out. That would be bad.
Would be bad. That would be very bad.
But not so small as there is no movement.
Hey, you watch him walk over to like a section where he's got like various ingots and stuff, and he pulls out this black bag. He walks over to you and he goes, and just holds out the black bag.
Okay. What's with...
And then he just like does the finger motion for put it on.
Um, okay. And I take the bag.
Uh-huh.
And I'm supposed to put it on my head?
Yep.
A secret place, huh? And put the
He just
bag
got-
over my head.
You can hear him shuffle over, and he interacts with something, and then
I
you feel
want to roll an awareness to be aware of where.
okay. Give me that awareness check with disadvantage.
Ooh, yes.
Because keep in mind, he did just throw sparking powder all over the ground.
All over the ground. Well, that's a 7. I rolled a 2.
Yeah, you with the smoke and the fact that you're wearing a bag, it's already hard to breathe.
Yep.
You lose track of where you're at and where he's at in the room. And
Are you making this quick there? It's quite stuffy in this bag.
You can take the bag off now.
Ah. Why, thank you.
You take the bag off and you notice the back wall of his main area is open.
Oh.
And he goes, come.
Oh.
I'd figured you'd be asking me for something like this. It was only a matter of time.
Oh. Okay. Step on through.
As you step through, he, starts lighting some of the candles and stuff in the room, and there's some big old thick chains.
Ooh.
And you notice a floating thing in the middle of the room.
What is this?
He walks up to it. He puts his body in between you and various sigils, and he hits them, and it opens, and it's a cage.
What an ingenious design.
And he gives like the little bows. He's like, yes, I know. I had some spare time.
Oh. Well, can you produce more?
I can. The question isn't, can I do it? It's the materials required to do it. It's more of a funding problem. Or a resource problem, whichever you prefer.
Ah, I see. And whose palms would you like me to grease?
He grabs his stool, he sits down, and goes, well, there's mine, and then there's also, we need the materials.
Yes.
And I will need help from a sprite.
A particular sprite that I know?
Not that sprite that you know. But he could help. He could actually be quite helpful in this regard. So add him to that list.
Oh.
But no, there's a particular sprite who has fallen into Legion custody.
Really? And pray tell,
Yes.
who be this sprite?
Now, let me.
I think I know which sprite you're talking about.
It's gonna have a starts with a K last name?
What's the K last name one?
The big villain sprite of the books?
Oh no, I
No,
wasn't
no,
going. I
no,
wasn't
no.
going with that one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, you remember session 0?
Yes.
The first little mission we ran
Oh.
to Atlantis?
Yep. I do now.
Surprisingly, yes, there is a female that you will need to request
The aid
to.
of?
Yes. And it's a little bit difficult to get her.
Specifically, yes. Especially considering the last interactions we had with this individual.
And she just kind of like bows. He kind of like nods his head. He's like, yeah, she's a bit of a friend.
No hard feelings, I hope.
No. I mean, you know, when you do bad, you gotta pay the price.
Yes, that is true.
Also a pixie. The pixie is also in Legion custody.
All right.
Different crime.
Totally fine.
Smuggling mostly.
Smuggling, you say?
Yes.
And
Or I like to call it trading without permission.
so this trader who trades without permission. Where can we find this individual? Are they both held in the capital?
He just kind of gives you a nod of yeah.
Oh, that's not good. I don't think I'll have authorization to go to the capital just yet. But I could put in some requests. See how that goes.
He goes, if I might make a suggestion.
Okay, I'm listening.
The Prince-elect could ask for them to be released to his detail so that they could work off their punishment. On a frontier town being built up, with a lot of hard labor. Also puts them out of a lot of people's hair.
You know, I think I'll bring that up to Her Majesty and see where that takes us.
And he goes, and if you're just spitballing an idea out here, if you're asking for prisoners to be released here under your supervision to work off their debts to society, he goes, I may have a list, and he pulls out a list of names
Dang it!
of people who,
He's wanting the pardons. No.
and he goes, a lot of them are really skilled at various things.
Let's see about these two. Let's see about these two first.
Right, he just kind of like tears out the piece of paper and folds it up and puts it in your, like, wherever he can put it on you. And he just
One of my belt pouches.
yeah, he's like, just for consideration. Like, he goes, you know, especially the sprite, you might want to release her partner as well. You know, it'd make her a little bit more compliant.
What is a researcher without her assistant, I guess?
Well, they research different things, but point taken, point taken. And he just kind of sits there with a smile on his face. And just another spitballed idea. I haven't planned for this at all, but you could also request more Dwarven crews to come out and help with the construction and the mining and the quarrying and other various tasks that you might need done that we specialize in.
Let's see about these chains and cages first. Yeah?
He nods and he goes, I'm just saying, if you did happen to want to look for other crews to join, the back part of that page also has crew names on there if you're so inclined.
Why, thank you.
You know, I kind of thought he might have had a plan for this previously, but then he said he didn't plan for it, so pretty obvious it's on the up and up.
Oh yes, I am for sure taking that into consideration. No,
But yeah, you also see the chains that he's got, and they are big old thick chains, like.
Oh
like-
boy, they're thick, boy.
Oh yeah, like thicker than what you think Argh would be able to, like you could probably tie Argh up with these. And Argh might not be able to move.
Yeah. The problem is getting them around the troll.
And he just Biddlesby. There's a solution for this.
Really? Already?
Yeah. How do you think I hung it up on the wall? He goes over and he grabs like what looks like two tuning forks,
Yeah.
and you can see a little bit of the of the magic flow into the tuning forks as he bing on the chain, and he grabs the chain and pulls it off relatively easy.
So wait a second. You have adjustable weight chains?
It's only temporary. And he sets the chain on the ground, and he goes, it lasts a little while before it reverts back. However, you just put a little bit of magic into them, ting, they become light again. And if you need them to be heavy really quick, you ting them again.
Ah. So, I would like 3 sets of ting-ting chains.
He goes, and that'll take a little bit of time as well.
I figured.
Again, it takes a minute to make that. I'll need material.
Of course, of course. Let me get this acquisition list to the princess, and then we'll see where we can go from there.
All right, Biddlesby. I mean, that's just what I need in order to make more of these cages. But the chains, those are relatively easy. If you could send Gaiden over, he might be able to help.
Really?
He's an industrious young man. I think he would do well. He might even like it.
Sure. I'll send him over on my way.
Alright.
And remember, not for Argh. There's some trolls in the vicinity, and we are about to go recruiting.
And he just kind of steeples his fingers together. Chains and recruiting. I like the way that sounds.
Just
Anyway.
felt really weird. It just felt really weird just then. Alright.
As you go to leave, he's like, my brother would love to hear about you, Biddlesby.
What do you mean, your brother?
Oh, don't worry about him. He's far away at the moment.
Why does that make me do nothing but worry about it?
Yeah, that literally puts a lot of worry now into me.
He's far away. You don't gotta worry about him. He's far away.
The statement just being repeated is terrifying, dude.
Yep,
That
sure
is
enough.
actually
hundreds.
scary.
He's hundreds of miles away.
He's
Full 200 feet.
a whole 200 feet. Yeah, that's right.
He's at least 3 countries away.
He's at least 3 countries. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No. All right. I leave the smithy and I head to Gaidon's workshop.
You hear Gaiden in there working quickly, and you can tell it's not the bang bangs of him working on something big, it's the smaller sounds of him working on something detailed.
Oh, yes. Gaiden?
What? What's that?
It's your commanding officer. Fiddlesticks.
Oh, sorry, I've been cramped over this. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes.
Stretch your back out. My goodness.
Yes. What did you need?
Well, Gaiden, number one, how comes your work? And I kind of like lean over to see what he's working on.
I can't. I need an extra hand. Can you hold this?
Gaiden, I can't spend too much time in your workshop. You're needed elsewhere, but fine, I'll hold this.
But yes, I stretch the piece across the bow and latch it onto the other side. I think it's done.
Yep, you see. Describe your invention of repeating crossbow thing.
Yes. So it's this is a design that I got from our good dwarven friend across the way, but it uses the recoil of the firing strings coming across the plane. You just watch. I grab a couple bolts, I load it up, and I point it at my target, and I give it a quick whap 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 whap.
It gives a thump 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 thump.
Yes.
Firing about
you
a
see-
bolt every second or two.
I look over at Gaiden.
Yeah.
You hide that. You hide that right now. We don't need the dwarves, and we don't need that old goblin seeing that.
Well, I mean, like, I have to show it to the dwarf. Or you're not ordering me to scrub the project from him, are you? Saying I couldn't do it?
I'm not giving you a direct order. If you've made your word to this fellow craftsman, you and your word with his mouth.
Well, I mean, I told him I'd see what I could do.
I
But...
cannot believe you, Gaiden. This is twice. You have foiled me with your word.
I didn't say nothing like that. I said I would see what I can do, and now I have this. But he does. As far as I know, he doesn't know it's working or not.
But are you going to be showing him later?
Well, I mean, I was gonna.
Okay, then.
All right, then I shall.
All right. He also needs you to work on some tink chains.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, I guess I'll head over there now.
All right. Now, wish me luck. I have to go ask the princess for captives.
Captives, eh?
And I leave. I just let him think on it.
Hmm.
All right, Guidance. So you've just finished. Biddlesby has just left.
So I'm looking for the nearest cloth. I'm gonna not wrap it up, but like kind of loosely dangle it over there to hide the shape.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna bring myself on down to the dwarf tent.
Are you going fast, or are you going at a reasonable pace?
Definitely a good trot, but I'll walk this time.
Okay. So you move quick across the camp, walking. You make it to the shop. Ragnar is inside at the moment. The moment the doors open, oh, Gaiden, it's so good to see you. I'm glad Biddlesby got to talk to you.
Yes. Is there anybody around?
No, it's just him and you inside of his forge at the moment.
Are you expecting anybody?
Just... No, not really. I mean, one of the foremen might come in, but you don't have to worry about them. They get the pass.
Just let me do this. I do up all the straps on the tent door to make sure it's not so quickly to open.
Oh, okay, so you bolt his doors down too.
Essentially, yes.
Okay, because he's got actual doors.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I just give it a lock.
Yeah, you lock his doors down, and he goes, "Okay, what do you got there, Gaiden?"
I lay the cloth flavored object upon his workbench and snatch the cover away from it.
He picks it up and he looks at it and goes, "Oh, I'll be. This is very pretty."
Yeah, pick it up.
Yeah, he picks it up. He's like, "Good weights." And he holds it out and he's like, "Good balance." You got any bolts on you? We could test out how she goes.
Whoa.
If
Well,
not, I've got some.
Yes. House bolts this time, I think.
Hmm.
I left in a hurry once I finished it.
He hand waves you. He goes, "I got some bolts around here. Let me look around." He grabs some. He like loads them in and he's like, "All right, let's see how this thing fires." It's like, "Come over here, behind the anvil." He props it up on the anvil and fires into his wall. And he starts hooting and hollering. And he's super excited. He's like, "This is quite the machine."
Yeah, if you notice, it's actually a little bit smaller than your original design as well.
Yes, it is a little bit smaller, but it feels good. A little light, but that's not bad because, and he holds it out with one arm and he grabs a couple more bolts and he throws them in and he fires with one arm. He's like, "Honestly, I kind of like this better." And then he holds up his other hand and he's like imagining dual wielding crossbows. Like, "I like the modifications you made. You took the idea, you made it your own. That's a good sign."
Yes. I did. I was quite impressed, and I had something special set aside, for it. It's pretty good.
Extremely impressed. This is some high quality work.
Well, thank you.
And he sets it down on the workbench and walks over to a very large dwarven tome, and he goes, Gaiden, I have a question for you.
Hmm.
Have you ever thought what you're going to do when you're done with the Legion?
With the Legion? Well, I suppose I hadn't thought that far ahead.
He turns around holding this big old tome, and he goes, well, give it a thought. You seem very, well, crafty. You have the knack for it. If you're down, if you're up for it, I would like to extend to you a very rare opportunity.
You mean after I've finished my duties, of course.
Yes, but in order for it to be official, I'd have to induct you now.
Oh.
And then I'll spread the word. Provided you survive your time in the Legion, you'd have a home.
And there would be no obligation until my Legion duties are over.
None aside from any that you would impose upon yourself.
I'm interested.
He opens the book, and he goes, this is an engineer's guild. I'm offering you entry into my clan's guild. And he sets the book down, and you can just see a long list of scrawled names. And he holds out a knife, and he goes, you just prick your finger, write your name.
Well, it's always with the blood rituals.
It's not a blood ritual. This is strictly just, yeah. It's
just a means to write.
Well, it's a means to write, and it's an old ritual of just signing your name to the ledger.
Okay.
No weirdness happening.
Well, I don't want to sound like a barbarian. Do you have a pen?
He like scrambles around. He's like, pulls out a little quill, and he's like, he like cleans it with his mouth real quick. It's got like soot and like various things on it. He goes, spits it out, and hands you the quill that's mostly clean.
Give it a quick high wavelength vibration to flip off any saliva.
You press the digitate with the speed of your fingers.
That's hilarious.
Just vibrated at a frequency that all the dirt and debris just falls off of it, and you're like, yep, okay.
Very good, very good. All right, I take one of the bolts from the crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
It's not poisoned, is it?
No.
No. I'll go ahead and do a little stabby on the finger and fill the quill up with blood and give her a shot.
You write it up.
Yes,
and
sir.
He kind of fans it a little bit, make sure it's dry, and he goes, well, welcome to the family. Yeah, he shuts the tome, puts it back up on the shelf, and he goes, I'm gonna send word out to everyone that you are part of us now. And he like grabs a handful of books, and hands you a handful of books.
All right.
A lot of it's like
Like
basic engineering and tinkering and stuff like that. And then he takes like a small leather-bound book that has nothing on it. It looks almost like a journal, and he looks you over, and he like tucks it into your jerkin or into your armor. He goes, "That one's important. Don't lose that. Don't let anyone else read it."
Alrighty.
That'll let you be able to read some of the more intricate designs. It's essentially a code book for our engineering guild.
I see. Well, then, I'm sure it's quite secret. Then I will make sure to keep that on me.
Yes, and if it's not on you, hide it well. Let me know where you hide it. That way I can retrieve it if anything happens to you.
All right.
Once you memorize it, you can give it back.
All right. Then
Because-
with
oh.
that, I just
And I forgot the whole reason I had Biddlesby summon you.
no.
You notice this massive chain like snaked across the ground. He goes,
What's all this?
I'm gonna need your help making a couple more of these.
Oh.
And then he holds up these two like tuning wands, and he goes, and a couple more of these. And he walks over to the chain, and he shows you like by trying to lift it up, and you can see like all of his muscles straining to pick it up, and he can barely like lift a portion of it. And then he takes out the two rods, bangs it on the chain, and then is able to lift it up no problem. Apparently, Biddlesby needs the chains for some sort of troll problem that you guys have going on.
Troll problem.
I think he said something about going out and recruiting or collecting some trolls.
All right.
Apparently, there's some of them in the nearby area. But do you think you'll be able to help me with this?
Yeah, I can make some of those.
And he hands you over the rods. Because I have another set just in case I lost them. But take those back to your shop. You should be able to cast it and then make them.
Okay.
Because the only thing is you're gonna need a couple supplies that you'll probably get from your troll friend, to give it a wee bit of potency, so it can take the magic to lighten these up.
All right.
The design
then
should
the-
be in one of those books. Hey, like,
Well, are these need to be speedy or just soon?
well, soon. Biddlesby also asked for some cages, and that will take some time.
Oh, yes. Well, 2 blacksmiths is better than 1, is it not?
Yes, it's not so much the smithing as much as it is the particulars that I need to get. You know, rare materials, someone who's actually good at magic.
Right.
Those kinds of things.
Yes, but of course. Oh. Well, I suppose I'll just take what I need and drop it off at the shop and stop by Argh and see what else.
He goes, alright, it's good to have you in the family.
Hey.
So now you're gonna go look for Argh?
Yes.
Alright, so do you know about the knocking?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. So make an awareness check as you go
Okay.
into the tunnels.
Go to the tunnels.
Well, actually, would it be? It's either an investigation or a awareness.
Ah. Either could do. Yeah, 19.
You find a section of the tunnels that is extremely well hidden that you've not seen before. Do you enter?
That I've not seen before. I definitely want to examine it.
Okay, so did you use awareness or investigation?
I did awareness on that.
Okay, so as you get closer, you get hit with a smell, and it burns your nostrils, and you start coughing a little bit as it burns your lungs too.
Okay.
Argh has worked on gases before. I don't remember if
yes.
you got affected by it or not.
I'm gonna billow my wings and give them a buzz. Try
Okay,
and
so
figure out.
you billow your wings really hard, and you just kind of like walk through
Yes.
as you create a little gust where it pushes all the poison air away from you.
It's like a wind tunnel in here. I like this.
But yeah, it's a very nice tunnel. It's large. You could definitely tell this is an Argh-sized tunnel.
All right. Let's see what we can get.
As you walk down the pathway or whatever, you end up seeing Argh working inside of his new lab. Argh, I want you to make an awareness check.
I was paying attention. Let's see, 22.
Yeah. So as
Oh no, wait,
Gaiden-
sorry, 24.
as Gaiden
I have
kind of
proficiency,
buzzes,
so
yeah, he buzzes a little bit, and you can hear him walking down the hallway.
yeah, no, I meet him in the hallway, blocking the hallway with my full body.
Yep. The moment you hear him, you step out, and you get hit with a wave of the poison gas.
Who does?
Argh does.
Arg does.
Yeah, because you're like using your wings to vibrate and like move the wind really fast in front of you to essentially block the poison from coming back at you.
Yes.
This
So Argh just
this
takes
is
a
not a
mouthful of poison of gas.
this is not a place for pixies.
I look over my shoulder. Turn over to the other shoulder. Pixie, where?
This is not a place for little people.
Yes. Well, I'm actually only here for this list of things that I needed.
What ingredients are in the list?
It's a couple of like not uncommon plants. They're kind of common.
Arg doesn't see what you need him for.
I was told that you have these and that you should be able to provide them.
Arg would need to visit his ingredients store to be able to access it. You'll need to meet Argh in the higher tunnels, where Argh keeps his important stuff.
Lead the way.
And I am 100% going to deception, or what would that be? Trickery on that?
Yes.
All right. You're at 8.
Are you trying to incite him, or are you accepting what he's saying?
Well, it's the troll, so
Right. That's what I'm asking. Do you trust the troll to or are you wary
fam.
of it? Okay, so
No,
roll an
definitely
insight.
gonna check in on that. Yeah, 13 on the die.
Yeah, you can tell he's not being forthcoming.
+5. If
Yep.
anybody's counting.
Yep. Yeah, you can definitely tell he is. He's trying to get you to leave the area. He doesn't want you in this area.
Yeah, well, I don't think that you have an upper tunnel because I just came from up there.
It is very well hidden. I'll meet you there.
I will meet you there at the same time as following you there.
No, it is a secret. I will meet you there.
Oh yeah, then I would know how to get there. Then well, let's go, bro. We're wasting time.
Yes. Let's go.
You guys walk out together.
No, as soon as he walks, I turn and duck back into the lab, and I gesture to Megora, like, if anyone comes down here, that's not me. Kill him.
Okay.
Do I perceive him going back in the other way?
I would assume so, unless you guys want to do a stealth and awareness.
Oh, 100%.
All right.
I'll also grab the stuff from the lab that he needs.
Okay.
Stealth. 15 total.
Okay. And awareness for guiding.
16 on the die. +3.
You notice it is your decision whether or not you want to confront him about it, or if you want to just let him have that one.
Yeah, as I lift up my foot to pivot, I turn around slowly and cross my arms and wait. With my ears on max.
You don't hear him say anything to Megora because he's gesturing to her.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear him rifle through some things, and he peeks back around and starts. You guys look at each other yet again.
Daylight's wasting.
It is. Do you have the stuff?
It's in the upper tunnels.
Let's go.
I will lead him in a completely random direction that's not quite exactly back towards the surface.
He takes you not down the path that you came from with the poison gas, but down a safer path.
Okay.
So you've taken him to a safer path?
Yes.
Question mark? Okay.
Well, no, I'm basically just taking him somewhere not here, right? So
Right.
it's not like I'm leading him anywhere safe or anything. Just a random location that I claim is where my lab is.
Right. I assume it goes to the surface as well. Just in a different
I
area.
don't know. I just
Okay.
choose a completely different tunnel.
All right, I will roll for it. Let us see. So, yep, as you guys are wandering through this tunnel that Argh is taking you down, you guys are walking for a minute, like for a little bit longer than a minute, like it's like a 10, 15, 20 minute jaunt through these tunnels. Both of you guys hear something nearby. It is something big, and it is something either clawing or scratching like rock.
Well, I mean, I can't not investigate that.
Alright, so are you both moving to look and see what this thing is?
Well, first I'll make an awareness check just to see if I can figure it out without actually looking at it. Just because, going looking for big things making scratching noises in a cave does not sound like how Argh wants to die. So, 12.
Actually, yes, you do know what this is.
Okay.
This is a bull troll. This is a big old troll.
Argh suspects that his new recruit has come to see him.
I'm going to I'm going to pretend to pull, and I'm not even trying all that hard, but I'm going to pretend to pull the pouch from like a crevice nearby and toss it at Gaiden, and then I'm going to start stalking this troll.
Okay. Yeah, the guy, and you see him like attempt to make it look like he is pulling this pouch from a hidden location, and he just kind of tosses it to you.
Okay.
And then
As
you
soon
walk
as he
in.
gives me the pouch, I'm gonna go at maximum speed, the exact same way we just came from.
Okay. Argh, you start stalking this troll as you hear a sonic boom right next to you.
Okay. All right.
The troll, obviously hearing that as well, looks up, and you guys kind of like lock eyes, and you can tell this is a big old troll.
Hello.
Are you speaking Trollish, or are you speaking the
I don't
normal-
speak Trollish.
Oh, okay, that's right. You say hello as it just looks up at you, and it begins to challenge you.
So, yeah, I saw that coming. And so I reach out and I gently put my hand on top of its head. And then I grab its head with both of my hands and drag it full on into a rising knee.
Okay. So like it roars at you. You just grab it by its tusks and smash its face into your knee.
Yup. And then I will proceed to corporally encourage better manners in him.
Okay. All right. So as go ahead and make your attack roll.
Do, 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 do. 22.
That does hit.
I'm gonna say, since it was my knee instead of a claw or tusk, just 2 damage.
Okay. 2 damage plus your strength.
Plus my strength. I'm supposed
Or
to
your
add my
might.
strength to.
Or what?
I'm supposed to add my might.
I don't. What's the like? What is it for your claw? I know it's
So with
not.
my claws, just 3.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll go with just the 2. That works. You're right.
Yeah. And then I'm going to grab it by the back of its head and slam its face into the wall.
Okay.
This one will count as a claw strike because I'm actually using my hands to do the damage.
Okay.
Even though it's the wall that's actually doing it, but yeah, it'll be a 22.
Okay.
No, sorry, 21. 21.
Okay.
And another 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. All right.
And then I'm going to hit it again. Just back into the wall again.
Okay.
That is only a 14 to hit.
That will hit. He's not hard to hit. It's just
Perfect.
he's a tanky boy.
And then I will grab his head with both of my hands, grappling him, right?
Mhm.
And scream in his face, "You do what Argh says!" Intimidation roll.
Okay, do an intimidation while he does.
There it is, in might. All right. Oh, nice. 22.
As his face and like you can tell one of his tusks are cracked from the slam against the wall. You have bloodied his face pretty solid, and he kind of like cowers down a little bit.
Control.
I grab it by the scruff of the neck and start dragging it along.
Now this is like a bull male, and he is slightly smaller than you are. As you grab him by the scruff and start dragging him back, like, bad kitty, you're mine now.
Basically, like along the idea of a bouncer walk, one hand on the back of the neck and one hand on the left arm.
Yeah. So as you're doing that, you're dragging him back to your lair.
No, I'm actually dragging him back more just generally towards the camp. I need to have him tamed first before I'll bring him to my lair.
Okay. So you're just bringing him closer. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you start dragging him back as Gaiden. You are flying at top speed through the tunnels and everything. Where are you going?
Where am I going?
Yes.
Back the way we came.
Right. Are you stopping at Argh's lab, or are you going through the gas?
Yeah, let's go to the gas again.
Okay.
'Cause-
I wasn't sure if you were stopping at Argh's lab before you went through the gas, or if you're just going straight through the gas.
Well, let me actually stop at the door,
Uh-huh.
check the bag to make sure it matches what I have or what I need.
Yep.
It does.
Well, as you stop and you open the bag, you. Okay, yeah. Let me see if she can make a connection with you. No. By the time she is reaching out to hit you, you've already opened it up, closed it, and you're back to flying.
Oh yeah, the comedic timing on that, because I'm going right back to super.
Yeah,
Immediately a decompression zone right where I just left, and just
Yeah, so you're not there, then you're there, and you open the bag, close the bag, and again, and it's just boom, and she reaches out, and then I assume you just hold your breath when you go through the gas. I assume that's what
yeah, I could.
because you're going so fast, you'll just right through the gas.
Yeah, I'll just drag a bunch of it out with me, anyways.
Right. You fly back out and you're like, oh yeah, I got everything I need. Bittlesby, you go and see the princess.
That's right.
So go as you're going to the princess. Nothing crazy going on in the camp. Everybody's busy doing what they're supposed to be doing. Gaiden, you watch Gaiden. Actually, no. You'd make it there before Gaiden got done talking to Ragnar.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you go over to the princess.
Your Majesty.
I assume you knock on the door to go in.
Yeah, but I did that little, like, head nod to both of the guards on the outside and said, Your Majesty, and then walked up to knock.
As you do that, they both kind of just shake their heads. One of them follows you back as the other one stands in the door, like in the doorway area.
Yeah. And then I knock.
Come in.
And I walk in.
You walk in, and then the guard walks in right behind you.
Yep.
The door shuts. And the guard just looks at you. Bittlesby, you can't do that.
What?
Not out in public.
What?
You know what? Don't say that when other people can hear you.
There was
Only
no one
in here.
around. It was just us. It was literally me, you, the other guard. That was it.
She puts her hand on your shoulder and goes, Bittlesby, always act as though there's an assassin right behind you that you can't see.
I guess. I'm so used to Argh being around and knowing everything that I guess I just don't have secrets on the mind.
He goes, yes, now imagine if it wasn't Argh, but a troll that wasn't your friend.
Okay, now
Who
I see your
followed
point.
you?
Now I see your point. All right, I'll shut up.
And she just turns, opens the door, shuts the door really quick. And then the princess, both of the princesses are sitting there just like hand in face, just
Oh no!
The nice one goes, Bittlesby, you're gonna have to learn a bit of decorum.
All right, I do apologize. I have spent too much time around the goblins.
The not so nice princess pulls out her dagger and goes, alternatively, we could make a demonstration. I'm sure there's some part of you that can be removed.
Wow, just to threats off the rip. Wow.
Oh, no. I'm talking, and she makes the cutting motion, like cutting through bread.
Mm.
And she goes, the back, maybe.
Wow. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need that.
She just kind of shrugs and she goes, it would be fun.
For you, perhaps.
We could do things with it.
Hey, I bet you could. Now, at this point, I have a request, more so a list of necessary items for a bit of a troll problem.
The not so nice sister takes the list. All right, what do you got here?
Well,
Are you giving her the full list that the
no,
dwarf gave?
no, I'm not
Okay.
like pulling out the list. I'm verbally saying the things.
Oh, okay. She's like, she looks over at the nice one, and the nice one just kind of sighs and starts writing it down.
These are things that the dwarf asks of us in exchange for items that can help render trolls less harmful.
Dead, or are you still trying to do the,
imprisoned so they would be re-educated,
Okay. The evil one
recruited.
just kind of nods. I like your style, Biddlesby.
Now, they're also requesting an individual who I've had dealings with in the past, who, let's just say, is not on the good graces of the royalty, or the Legion for that matter, as they did war crimes on the surface instead of researching what they were supposed to.
Oh, I know that one.
Yes. If we could perhaps arrange for that individual and her colleague to be transferred here to the crossroads, that they would serve their kingdom better under the supervision of us, rather than rot in a jail cell.
The evil princess. Okay, Biddlesby in here doing the big man things. I like it. Assert yourself.
These are things that would benefit all of us in the long run, which is why I bring them to you.
She goes, I'm sure it will benefit us in the long run. I mean, it's not like we're on the frontiers, we're slipping out and disappearing into the wilderness beyond. It is not possible at all. We definitely have the facilities to house hardened criminals and devious minds. She just nods.
You're being facetious, right?
Oh, I love beautiful carnage and wonderful chaos. I welcome this.
I turn to the kind princess. What's her take?
She also just kind of has her hand over her face and she's just rubbing her temple. How does the dwarf, what is the relation to the dwarf with these people?
You know, that's a good question. Who do we have in our camp?
She goes, what do you mean?
Who is this dwarf? Really?
Ragnar Ironfoot?
Yes, but this individual has a cage system that can house a troll, yet he hasn't brought it forth to us before, and a chain that could hold a troll, yet he hadn't brought it to our attention before.
Well, I mean, he is my brother's friend, so to speak.
Mm.
So I don't know exactly the details of him.
How connected was your brother with the research on the surface?
That sounds like you're asking a very dangerous question.
I'm curious enough to where I would like to not poke my nose into family business if it's family business. If it isn't, then I should have free reign to clean up whatever chicanery is happening in our corner of the Legion.
She just kind of nods a little bit. She's like, well, let's just say that the sprites aren't in prison.
So, the mission. No, just wait. And I kind of double over, and I'm just laughing in a corner for a second. I hold up my hand, and I do that 1 minute.
As you hold up your hand, you brush against something.
I look.
It is a very terrifying looking, not nice sister, staring with pure malice down at you.
You must forgive me. It's quite comical to me, you see. That I would risk life and limb under the orders of my commander to something that would trouble the royal family. That's silly. Why was that order even given?
She very gently picks you up by underneath your arms, like a toddler, and puts you against the wall, and she goes, so what's funny? I like to laugh.
The humor is in I don't understand. Was I sent to die?
Well, Biddlesby. We'd lost communications, that's all. And it was very valuable research that we needed.
Could you put me down, my love?
And she just got... But the funny thing, I want to laugh too. As she says with the fake smile that's very
Right.
not good.
Again, you... I doubt you have been in life-threatening danger in some time, as strong as you are, as powerful as you are.
She looks over to her other sister and drops you and just walks away from you in a way that you feel like you might have hurt her.
Princess, you know I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. I mean it in a way that is in awe of you. You realize that, right?
She sits down at the table with the nice sister, who you can tell the nice sister has like a little tear that's fallen from her eye.
What have I said that has offended you both so? I merely
They both
state the truth.
They both look at you and go, "We've had family who have been assassinated before. We're not the oldest siblings. We're the youngest siblings. And aside from us and our brother, we're the only siblings." There's a reason she is so hard into the world.
The humor comes from my own mortality, nothing more.
The nice sister looks at you and goes, Biddlesby, sit down.
I sit.
You come over to the table and sit down.
Yeah, very quick. Don't even say
Yep.
anything.
She reaches over to like her little bookshelf and she pulls out like a stack of letters. She goes, you know what these are?
I haven't the faintest clue.
These are all letters from Thorn and Crag about you. They only sing your praises, you know that. You, Gaiden, and the attempt for taming Argh, only praises, only good things, and you were given a very special mission. You earned your spot. You think so little of yourself, Biddlesby.
I do. That is true.
And then she steeples her fingers and goes, you're about to be Prince-elect. You need to be the part. You were first on the wall. You led a charge. That took a city in a day. The Legion had started its siege days before, but you show up and your army's not even ready and you take the city. You are the hero of the frontier. You have gravitas. You have momentum. We have to capitalize on this.
I only meant my questioning as to not get in the way of you or your family's machinations. I wish to be of service and not a hindrance.
Thank you, Biddlesby. But our machinations are quite simple. We just want to survive. And hopefully, either my brother or one of us can take the throne.
All right.
Otherwise, what happens when the royal family is no more?
I haven't even given that thought, Your Majesty.
She nods and she goes, right. Other people have. Thus, there is 3. And a few more pruning of the young limbs will mean that there is 0.
Well, in that case, what do you propose? Do you suggest that we shore up our defenses here first, get our housing situation in order, and then request these people? Or should we strike while the iron's hot and collect trolls?
Why not both? The sprites will be no problem.
Sprites are no problem, you say?
Oh, we just wanted you to think of the implication of asking for prisoners out here on the frontier where the facilities aren't suitable, and then asked what the relation was between the sprites and the dwarf.
I still don't understand that either. Why do they know each other?
My brother has his secrets, and his friends are amongst those.
Lovely.
But obviously, the dwarf knows the sprites on more than just a professional level.
Well.
Yeah, but the sprites will be no problem.
All right.
We can house them. They'll be fine. Ah,
Well, if
But-
these materials and the sprites are of no problem, then I would like to make a formal request for the crossroads. Then.
she kind of nods. DM would like to remind player, you also have a pixie that you have to grab too.
That's right. Oh. There's also one more thing. The dwarf
That's true.
mentioned.
She looks at you. Okay.
A pixie?
You hand over the name of the pixie.
Yeah.
Work Drelm is the pixie's name.
What?
Work Drelm.
Okay. Okay.
And if you need the name of the sprites, I have that available as well.
I'll probably ask that information later.
Okay. All right. And she goes, okay, and
Is
The part
that
as well?
going to be a problem?
she goes, I don't know who this is, so
I think
I don't know.
Billsby's eyes go wide at that. Just like, what? You don't?
I don't know every criminal.
I wouldn't suggest you know every criminal, but the things that are going on in your kingdom with the pixies, maybe. I don't.
They're little. They serve a role. They're important to a degree, but they're not that important.
All right, I understand. Perhaps we send word for these individuals?
Yep, we'll send one of those lizards.
Wonderful. So, what did the goblin chieftain say to the other goblin chieftain?
And she just shakes her head like, what?
That's my gold. I don't know you. And then they both lobbed fireballs at each other.
They both just stare at you like, what? Did you just, what?
Permission to leave.
And they both just kind of nod and they like look at each other like,
And
what was that?
I leave very embarrassed.
What?
Biddlesby leaves very embarrassed at his attempted humor to try and make them laugh.
Yeah, they both just kind of look at each other like, what just happened?
Yep. He doesn't know any elf jokes, he knows goblin jokes.
Yep, that's exactly it too. And they're both like, what? If you would have told that to Sling Skulk, it would have been raucous.
Yeah, I bet Sling Skulk would have loved that.
So you go back out into the camp, where you see Gaiden, come back up out of the tunnels.
Whoa there, Gaiden. Where's the fire?
Well, ha. Well, actually, do you mind if I talk to you in your tent?
Sure. Let's go. Go forth to the commander's tent.
Yeah, so I was just in the tunnels with Argh. Had a great leading, so that was fun. At the end of the great leading, Argh found another troll.
Wait, what?
Yes, it was very big.
So wait a second. They're that close?
They must be that close.
That's not good.
That's not good.
Would Arg be dragging the troll into the camp at this point in time?
Well, you were in the tunnels, like near your lair, so I assume you were trying to find a way, like either out or.
No, I was dragging it. I was dragging it back to the camp.
Oh, so like past your lab and everything.
Well, I would have tried to take another tunnel, but if
Okay.
that's how I had to get him there, then yeah.
Okay, well in that case, yeah, I would say yeah. You would be dragging it. Well, you would be a little bit behind Gaiden, so like after Gaiden and Bittlesby are done talking, you'd probably start dragging the troll in, just based on how fast Gaiden is.
Okay.
But yeah, so back to your guys' conversation. Sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah, so the troll. It's
You said it was quite a large one, yes?
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was a different species.
Well, shame. Thought this was going to be a great afternoon. Dang shame. And then I begin walking towards the dwarf smithy.
Okay, you walk over to the dwarf smith.
Yep. I walk in there and I say, "May I borrow those tuning forks real quick?"
As you like walk in, you are hit with just this massive heat wave as the smelter is pouring down a cast of one of the links,
Ah!
and he just looks over. Oh, tuning forks, and he tosses them over to you real quick.
Okay. Tink. I grab the chain and I leave.
He goes, "I'm a little busy at the moment, sorry, I can't help."
All good. And I leave.
You leave as you're blasted with just molten heat.
Yep.
So you start dragging this chain across the ground.
Yeah.
And as you drag the chain out, trying to go over to where Gaiden is, you notice Argh dragging a troll into camp through the gate.
Like it is not. I had to. I encouraged it several more times along the way, so it's not in very good shape.
Yeah, it is you can tell like it's bloodied, like the fur on the front of it's just covered in like the blood from like broken nose and just busted lips and everything. You can see a cracked tusk.
Like as he comes into camp, he rising knees it twice to the face and kicks it once or twice and drags it over and holds it out with one hand and is like, "Arg found a friend."
Tink, tink, and I start wrapping the chain.
Bittlesby wraps this chain around the troll that you bring in. locking it in place.
Yep.
And about the time he hits that lock, the troll just collapses to the ground.
Mm.
Nice chains.
Yes. You probably wouldn't be too thrilled at where I got them.
Yeah, insight. 100%.
Alright, do that insight roll.
Yeah, nope. Argh suspects nothing.
That one.
That one.
You just take Biddlesby at his word that you would not like where he got that chain from.
Mm-hmm. Argh has a new friend to play with.
Wonderful. So, what's for dinner?
As you guys just leave the troll in the middle of the camp, locked and bound, locked and bound, unable to move with the weight of the chain on him.
Yep. And that's
Argh is, of course. Yeah.
That's your perfect place.
That is a great place to call it.
That was a lot of fun, guys.
Yes, it
Sorry
was.
for jumping into that conversation there.
It's all
I just
good.
thought it was the perfect cinematic moment for it, you know?
Yeah. I think it worked out. I just like the idea of dragging from one side of the camp and then someone's dragging another thing from the other side. They just meet in the middle, throw the both into a pile, and then what's for dinner?
All right, we just knocked out one of those things.
Yep. Well, oh my goodness, we done did a whole nother episode. That was episode 17. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? We've been doing Fair Before the Foul for 17 episodes now. Thank you all for tuning in and making it special and everything. I know I have a lot of fun playing around with these characters in this world. I'm not going to put words into everybody else's mouth, though. They can speak for themselves.
I'm enjoying it. I'm letting both my inner and my outer troll out.
It is a blast running it for you guys, as you guys throw curves my way all the time.
All sorts of curveballs, right?
Yes, and I get to throw curves right back.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with a bend to the story.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in once again. It was an absolute blessing to have all of you, and I hope you were just as blessed. I don't really think we've got a lot to announce, so see you next time. Say bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Argh the troll with strength of stone, cave and mud his ancient home, blending ages, milk and honey, folk with brass, the mudmen's irony. Oh, the tales of night and day, grit and magic, steel and clay, hidden swords, Biddlesby praise, our gods paths in a wild race. It's the fair before the foul, the fair before the foul. Quiet steps on muddy land, Roman tools and elfin lore, stands between peace and war. Guide and guides on wings of green, sprites on